My name is Joan Munyi, popularly known on social media as Yummy Mommy. I am a YouTube content creator, I'm a PR and marketing professional, and I am a wife and mother.
My name is Zack Munyi, husband to Yummy Mommy.
Otherwise known as Yummy Daddy.
No, I've refused.
You've refused it?
I've refused
Okay.
it. Yeah. I work for a corporate as a regulatory manager. We've been married, you've already said.
We've been married 1 year, 8
8
months.
Yes.
Yes. We met at work actually. So the corporate that he works for, I was working there in between 2014 and 2016. So at the beginning of 2016, Zack joined the company, right?
Yep.
And now you can explain what happened thereafter.
No, we always tell two very different
versions of
that
the
story, but they all end up with us guys starting dating.
Yes.
So the first time I saw her, I was actually doing an induction. I asked the person who was doing the induction whether, as in who that is, because I was shocked, as in I was like, okay, I need to have her in my life.
Wow,
so
that's very intense.
The guy who was doing the induction said, which department are you joining? So I told him. So he said, don't worry, you'll see him.
You'll see her.
You'll see her when you join the department. So.
And when he came, I just saw him and I was just like, wow, what a pleasant looking person. He looks very handsome. And I was just like, I just feel like, let me tell you, women always have a sense. Like when you see someone, you can always feel like this person, we're going to have a thing. And I felt that with him. I was like, there's going to be a thing. So we hugged for the first time that we met.
Very long,
very lingering hug, because I was just like, I just feel like I know him. And after that, I mean, it all just blossomed, I suppose, if I could say that. He helped me out. Next, like 2 weeks after we had met, I had a bad car accident with my car. And for 10 weeks, my car was in the garage. And this lovely guy was like, you know what, I'll drop you home every day. And I used to live very far away from him. I lived in Langata, he was living in Parklands, and our office was in industrial area. So he literally had to drive out of his way to drop me home and then go home. And he did that every day for 10 weeks.
The lesson is the opportunity.
Take every opportunity and make it count.
Yes,
yes.
Even in tragedy.
Exactly.
We have very strict rules within the department, or actually within the company, that you have to declare relationships. So, first of all, I didn't know whether this was a relationship that was going to the long haul. But the more I got to know her, the more I knew she was, as in it was going to be a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
So 10 weeks now after we had met, that's when she had the car accident.
2 weeks after you met.
It's 2 weeks.
Have the accident, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, 2 weeks. So she had the accident. So I decided, I saw the opportunity. So I was like, instead of asking for the typical date, let's go for a drink, I decided to just be dropping at home because it was inconveniencing for her. And we used to go together to the gym.
Had you even thought about asking me for a date? No. Asking to go on a date? No, you hadn't even.
No.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things. Once you've gone for many dates, you sort of know exactly what you want. So a typical date stops being unique. So you are looking for something more.
And the rides home were something more.
Exactly.
Because we would sit in the car and talk for so long, like really, really long. Yeah. And obviously we got to know each other and, the bond blossomed.
Yeah, so I got to know a lot about her life.
Yes.
Including the fact that she was a mom.
Yeah.
To a now 8-year-old
Now 8-year-old. He was 5 then.
He was 6. He was 6
He was
then.
6, yes.
Yeah, he was 6 then.
Oh, yes. Wow, yeah.
How time flies.
How time flies.
I got to know about Ethan. We got to know about each other's background. I got to know that she, as much as she presents herself to be a very typical millennial, she is a God-fearing lady, which was also an attraction for me.
Dating as a single mom is not the easiest thing. So already you don't have time for nonsense. And from the first time that I met Zack, he just seemed like a very forthright person. Like he just seemed very honest, just like an open person, which was so strange, which was so different from the guys that I had met before. And then also the fact that I'd also always said I like dating guys who are older than me. He was like, how many years older than me are you? He's like a grandpa,
7.
basically. Okay.
I'm 7 years older than her.
Exactly, a whole 7 years older than me. So he was like the right age. He was so handsome. He was what I would refer to as like financially stable. He was single. He didn't have any commitments, and I was just like, he just seemed like the perfect guy. To the point where even when we started dating and even when we got married, I was just like, I wonder if there's some. I'm still waiting for something to be wrong with him. Exactly, because he just seemed too perfect. So I liked that he was open and honest. I liked that conversation between us was just easy. It was just from the first time until even today, right? It's just he was just so friendly. Like I didn't think about him as like, oh my God, I'm in love. I just felt like he's just like my friend. You know, he's like my friend who I just like to have around all the time. Plus, he was so kind. The fact that he offered to be dropping me home, I was like, wow, that's literally taking his own resources to help me. And we barely knew each other then. I was just like, oh, this guy, he was just perfect.
We used to hike a lot. Maybe we should go back to hiking.
We should go back to hiking, yeah.
We used to hike a lot, and we used to hike with other people within the company. So there was this in 2016, August, we were supposed to do Mount Kenya hike. So I'd asked her to come with me, but she had refused. So
because Mount Kenya is not a joke. You don't just see kama kutembea tu hapa. Hey,
exactly.
Okay.
But there's something that she said. She later on agreed. But what she said is what struck me till today. So she said she didn't want me to make memories of the hike without her in it.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, that's deep.
So deep.
And then now I started looking back at how our relationship had been developing and stuff.
In the 5 months.
Yeah, in the 5 months. So what I did is I thought of a way of proposing, because I'd already decided, personally I'd already decided she's the one for me, she's the one I'm going to propose to. But I didn't know how. So I took that opportunity of the hike to go and as the opportunity for me to propose to her. So I went to a jewelry store. I picked out her engagement ring, which I'd already found out what kind of engagement ring
I had
she
sent
would
him
like.
many pictures because I was not about to get...
I was trained in advance.
He had...
on the kind of
exactly.
ring to get.
I was like, make sure it's rose gold. I don't like white gold. I don't like yellow gold. Make sure it has diamonds and what. I was really, yeah.
So luckily, I got exactly what she wanted.
It was even better than what I had wanted. It's perfect.
Winning. So I got it, and then so I packed it. We went to Mount Kenya. I let everyone know what I was planning. I was planning.
Everyone except me.
Yeah, except her. And she said yes.
It was shocking.
Yeah, lest we forget. She hiked. I proposed at Shipton for those guys who hike. It's the second camp just before you summit. From that camp going back down, because that was the last day, she was faster than I was.
Yeah, because I was so happy.
Was high on energy. High.
But you know, I knew at some point he was going to propose because we had been speaking about marriage for a while. It's just that I didn't know it was now going to be up there. And on that day already I was so tired. We had been hiking for 2 days. I was just like, ugh. I just kept thinking, why did I come for this stupid hike? Why did I do this? Oh, just for this man? Why am I here? I was just so like,
It made sense.
Exactly. And then when he proposed, I was like, oh, this is so nice. And it was like, it was just the best ever because it was so unexpected. Like we're just about to start coming down and I was just like, this is amazing. So it was quite nice. And the ring was so perfect. Like it was just the best. Yeah. So 5 months seems like a short time between starting to date and getting engaged. But like for us, I feel like even from when we started dating, we just like knew we wanted to be together.
It's like we were mentally focused.
Exactly,
already.
yeah. We started with the mentality of like we want it to be long term. We want to get married and have kids. Yeah. when I think back at my younger years of dating, I wish I hadn't spent as much time and energy in relationships as I had back then. Because the reality was that back then, you're not ready for marriage really, and you're not, there's so many other things you're focusing on that the whole issue of relationships, it just becomes like a distraction almost, you know. And when I think back about the people that I was with before, I'm just like, oh, none of them even compared to Zack. I wish I had just waited for Zack. I wish I had just waited for Zack. But anyway, I feel like I'm so glad I met him when I met him, despite the fact that I had a child and despite the fact that I had, you know, we both had some kind of history and baggage. When we met, it was very clear for both of us. Like, he was at a point where he was ready to get married. For me, I wouldn't say that I was like ready to get married, but when I met him, I knew that I never wanted to be with anyone else ever again. So for me, I was like, I mean, getting married, I mean, if I'm already committed to him, we are dating, we can get married, we can have kids. I mean, it was something that I was very, very open to. So I would say your relationship is a lot more likely to be successful if you're both clear about your intentions from the beginning, or if you both want the same things. Otherwise, one of you is gonna get frustrated because maybe one person is like, me, I'm ready for marriage. The other person is like, no, I'm not ready to commit.
I'm still enjoying
exactly
life.
And then, you know, if something happens, like somebody gets pregnant, he'll be like, oh, you trapped me, and then it just sets you up for a very unhappy life together. Yeah.
How you date also contributes to the person you marry. So in the span of how many people I dated until we started, I started dating Joan, there are lessons I'd learned in between, and those lessons are the ones that I used as learning points for our relationship. So when I met her and when we got talking, like those rides, when we take the rides to the house, those are the I had a mental checklist of, okay, this is where she's going in life. This is what she wants in life. This is how I feel about what she says towards me. So all those check boxes were ticking for me. And I think it would be a difficult journey for me if I hadn't gone through the dating experience I had gone through before. So I'd not say that it's a bad thing to date
other people
before you get to the one that you're supposed to marry, because it gives you a more mature perspective about life.
The being a mom and like the correlation between there's a new person in my life and how that balances out with having a child already. It wasn't that difficult with him because he and my son like gelled very, very well. I was very nervous initially about them meeting and how well they would get along, but my son has a very welcoming personality, I would say, right? And he also has a very welcoming personality. So that was, I mean, initially it was like a concern, but it ended up being quite fine.
So that's where we decided, I talked to her about that concern, and we decided to go to a lawyer and just iron out the legal parameters of how we are going to take care of our son.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that, I'd not say it's a challenge, it was more of a concern, which for any typical person you'd have a concern where there's a third party involved in your relationship. Yeah.
Our Russia was in December, and then our white wedding was in March. It's just a very nice process, but it's so heavy. You know, when you go for other people's events, it's like it's nice you're just there watching, But when it's you, manze, kuna pressure.
Let me tell you, there was so much pressure.
A lot.
You know, even from a family kind of context where you're congregating, usually it's always around, have you brought this? As a guy, you're asked, how much do you have in your account? So that the other guys can support you and any. But we had meetings before then. Yeah. But you can't plan everything.
It's true, yeah.
According to how you expect it to happen. So when we got into the negotiation, things changed. Apparently in their community, they look for cows, not goats. Our community, we look for goats. So it was an interesting, unique experience. Yeah. Looking back, now I enjoy the experience looking back. But at that point,
so glad it was finished. I remember we used to have,
we had every fiber of my being to keep calm.
Yeah, I remember after the first event, we even had a fight. Yeah. A big fight. Because like he was just angry. I don't know. I was like, no, it's not my fault.
You know what happened? I was expecting her to give me the like I'm Kenya of what I'm about to expect. but
That I didn't, because me, I didn't even
hers
know
was
even.
not full. Yeah, she didn't
I
even
didn't
know. So
even
she
know.
was just working through scenarios.
Yeah,
Whatever scenarios she gave me is not what
it's not what happened.
happened. So at some point I was like, are you even on my corner?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we are supposed to be one.
Yeah,
Even in this dowry session.
exactly. But the
Yeah, but
events,
it's very, for guys who are planning to get married, I tell
mm,
you, beware of that fact. Yeah, it can
exactly.
make or break your relationship.
But the events generally, all of them went really well.
Yeah.
And I think it's when you go through that whole process, it's to remind you what a big deal it is that you guys are getting married.
And
That
it's
marriage is
not
not,
just for you
yeah, it's not
guys,
just for you, it's your whole
it's your whole
families.
family. Yeah.
And it's a big deal. It's not that you just wake up and it's like, oh, I feel like let's get married. Oh, I feel like let's divorce. It's not like that.
Yeah.
People have put in a lot of time and energy and effort, so you owe it to yourselves and to them to actually try and make your marriage work.
But the bigger percentage is the two of you.
Yeah, it's
If
true.
you operate as a unit, the other guys just follow.
It's true.
Regardless of whatever challenges they bring up, as long as you're one, you're
Yeah.
speaking the same language. The other people just follow through.
Our wedding was on the 11th of March 2017. It happened in the morning. Our color scheme was yellow. Was it yellow? Yellow and white.
And grey.
Yellow, silver, and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, yellow, silver, and white. So our reception and our wedding was at the same place because we didn't want to travel and do what. It was just at the same place. It was in the morning. Our wedding was actually very on time. Like we started at 10 and the wedding finished at exactly 5. Like at 5 p.m. to look at Maliza, like, bye, we are done with the wedding, which I loved so much.
The pastor actually said that's the first time he's given a reimbursement because you have to put up a deposit in case you get late.
Yeah.
Which you lose if you get late.
But
He
we
had
were
to
on time.
reimburse ours.
We were very on time, yes. I loved the wedding, but there was so much pressure building up to the wedding that at the end of the day, I was just so happy. Like, finally we are married. It felt like we had been trying to get married for such a long time. And I was so happy when now it was like, we are done. Yeah. But on that day, I loved everything about our wedding, right? It was very simple. It was very...
Our MC was epic.
Our MC was amazing. His name was Kimari.
Kimari,
Ooh,
yeah.
he was
Kimari
lovely.
was epic.
And I mean,
really
the right
everything
people
together.
came, the food was great, the cake was amazing, everything was nice, right? Because I was pregnant, I was so tired though during the wedding. At that point for dancing, I was just like, itumalize tu. But I tried my best.
The photo shoot was actually also good.
Oh, the shoot. We decided to do a shoot in the evening instead of doing it in the middle of the wedding and the reception. So that was a really good idea.
And the
it was
venue
nice.
was not that far from where we were having the wedding.
Exactly.
It was in Runda.
Yeah. And then we went to, what was it, Watamu? Watamu for the honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Watamu, spent a week there. It was so nice. Yeah, it was really nice. It was the wedding of our dreams, basically, we can say. Yes. First of all, it's strange already just getting used to waking up to somebody, even just sleeping next to somebody. Yeah, it was quite hard. We had some episodes. First, I like my bed being cold. This person generates a lot of body heat. So already even it was just uncomfortable. I was just like, can't you move to that side, be on the side kabisa so that you're not now making me hot.
Suddenly the bed became small.
It became too small, exactly. We have recently now gotten a much bigger bed, a super king size bed so that we can sleep very far away from each other. So getting used to sleeping with somebody in the bed is not easy.
Let's just say I had the grace to take the bad characters that I discovered.
Do you want to say that I snore?
Yeah, you do snore.
Even you snore.
Yeah, so
getting used to other people snoring, your own snoring you can't hear.
Actually,
when someone else is snoring.
I can't hear because I'm a deep sleeper than she is.
Yeah.
Even if she snores, I'll only hear like when I'm turning.
Hey, but this one snores. Actually, the same way. And then it takes.
Is a good part of life.
Is it?
Yeah.
And then the problem is that I take so long to fall asleep, so I'm just there lying listening to him snoring for a long time.
It's our version of counting sheep.
Basically,
so
right?
You count the snores.
What else did we have to get used to? Just having somebody else using your bathroom, like not just having your own bathroom to have your stuff.
She has too many makeup things and it's
Too
like
many?
no,
Too
yes.
many according to?
Like the bedroom has been taken over. There's no space. Even ya mafuta yangu tu na kakolon na nini, hakuna space.
Excuse me.
Even my closet has been taken over by her.
That's true.
It's one of those things that you have to
Just live
sawa.
with. And then also issues of neatness. Issues of neatness are not things which come naturally to men. Obviously, clearly.
No, but I'm neat, babe. What she's referring to as neatness is
I tell you what this
leaving my
person
dirty
does.
clothes outside
The dirty
washing
basket is here. He's going to put the socks next to the dirty basket or on top of the dirty basket, never inside the dirty basket. Which I don't understand. It's just lifting, you put inside, you close. It's so easy.
Babe,
it's so easy.
With men, what happens is we wait for the problem to be substantial to deal with it. So ukiacha nguo hapo zikiwa mob, unachukua tu zote unaziweka ndani.
As opposed to just putting them all inside as your...
Exactly. It's too much work. Mara socks, mara trao, nini. Wait for the problem to grow, then let's deal with it.
That was a challenge. It's still a challenge until today.
I don't think she knows sockets have an off switch. She only knows that sockets have an on switch. So ataasha stima ya bedroom ya atoi, stima yetu, stima ya our house helps nini room, the TV one, the kitchen one, and just leave them as they are.
And then you'll come and
I follow
switch
through
off.
now and...
Well done. Well done.
Tuanza kulipa stima, babe.
No, but I've been trying. These days, have I gotten better? Kind of.
You have. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. But so the general challenge at the beginning is just getting used to having another person there all the time. You know, when you're dating, you can like be together, mtu akikukasirisha ama umetoka na yeye kidogo unaenda home. When you're married, the person is there all the time. All the time they're there. You fight, they're there. You're happy, they're there all the time. It takes some getting used to. One tip that I would give single moms is that you should, before you get into another relationship, especially if you're looking for something long-term, is that you need to give yourself time to heal. Obviously, by the time you've broken up with whoever it was you were with, by the time you were having a child, probably you had some kind of commitment and probably you're heartbroken about the relationship ending. So before you get into another one, give yourself time to heal so that you don't take your baggage and your bitterness and your anger and all those negative emotions into your new relationship. Otherwise, it's just not going to work out.
Be sure what you want, because she's a human being and you're also going to be introduced to a little human being who will start developing emotions and attachment towards you. So if you're sure that you want to date a single mom, be in it fully, as in set your mind to know that you're the future father of that person you're going to meet, and accept that you'll have surround sound around you as in people telling you or asking you or questioning you whether you're sure about the decision you're making. So intrinsically you need to make the choice for yourself, not for other people, for yourself.
Another piece of advice I would give to single moms is that they shouldn't feel like they deserve less or they don't deserve an amazing kind of love just because they are single moms. I know there are many single mothers who probably society tells you you're just a statistic now umeshaharibu maisha yako and whatnot. But for me, I honestly think back at the time when I had my son, and I feel like that was like the beginning of my life, because having him made me mature. Having a child makes you mature very quickly, very, very quickly. Like you don't have time to play around.
It's also a good quality for the guy who's coming in.
Exactly.
You come into a seasoned person.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't have time and energy to now play around, have games. Those guys who are always ghosting you, then on the weekend is when they want to hang out and what. You don't, like, your mind is not, you have too many things to focus on. You're still trying to build your career, you're trying to raise a child, you have your family to take care of and whatnot. So, but just because you have all that doesn't mean that now the kind of guy you meet, you should lower your standards or anything. You should not lower your standards. I think about the time when I was single, before I met Zack, I was like, okay, I don't know what kind of guy I'm going to meet, but at some point I was just like, maybe I'll meet a nice guy. I didn't think I would meet a guy as amazing as Zack who would want to be with me despite me being a single mom, you know. So I'll tell women they should not settle for less. They should still hold out and try and get a really, really nice guy, or even just stay single. It's not the worst thing in the world to be a single mom, by the way. CRT, it's not a hard life. I mean, it's a hard life, but it's not the worst thing in the world that could happen. Yeah.
And I think also keeping an open mind is also a good advice I'd give guys who are dating single moms. Because we come in with expectations of will have baby daddy drama, would have, I don't know, that her family will not accept me, or they shun me because they think probably after other things. So it's a question of being open-minded and being committed at the same time. And also, I think for me, what I'd advise people who are coming into a relationship with a single mom is have an honest, open discussion about how the relationship with the other person, the biological father of the child, was, because it's from that discussion that you set the parameters of how you're going to work out, as in how you're going to move forward in your marriage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another very important part is many times when you get into a relationship as the parents, sometimes you can forget to take the child along with you. And that's one thing people should never forget. Children, by the way, are very conscious of things that are happening around them. At the time we met, Ethan was 5. He was very aware of what was happening. You know, like he was used to, at some point, had seen me was with his other dad before, and then we had been just ourselves for a while, and now there was this new person. And it was very important for me to explain to him what was happening and who Zack is, why Zack is there, why is Zack around in the house all the time, and why are we seeing him all the time, you know. So, you know, it was about trying to explain the truth, because it's very important to tell the truth, but in a way which you would understand. I just like to encourage people who are pessimistic about love or about marriage, that marriage is such an amazing, such a beautiful thing. It takes a lot of hard work, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of time to get it right. But when you are with the right person, and when you are sure about what it is that you want to achieve in the relationship, and you keep working at it every single day, you wake up and it's like you've gone to work working on your relationship. It's possible, and it's like amazing, and it's just the most fulfilling thing that you can ever be a part of. Yeah?
That's true.
Any other parting shots?
I'd also say, if your marriage is not supposed to be something you force yourself to feel, it's something that should come naturally. So if you don't feel like you're there yet, don't rush it. Don't rush it at all. Wait for the right person to come. They'll come. It might feel like ages, but just wait for the right person to come. And once they come, it will feel right, and you guys can just make the decision to go ahead and be married.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're going to miss them.
Yes, I got it. I got it. I know you. I know you. I know you. Pop rock, babe.
Oh, I got part of it.
No, no, no. Afro pop is popular African music. Pop rock is popular rock music.
I can show you my answer.